When I first got to this server, I thought this was a nice place to live, until I took a closer look at it, and I saw how the poor, they were poor, and the rich, they lived comfortably. So I went to each place and knocked on their doors, and I asked each and every one of them for support. They slammed the door in my face, so I went home, waiting till nighttime. They've all fallen asleep. Then I no longer knocked. I walked past their cots, straight to the forge, workbench, anything that was open to anyone that they just needed to use it for a moment. Then I took all of their forge steel, all the means to make more. I took their crucible. Even though I didn't need any more, I still took them so that person couldn't make any more, one by one, to each home. One time, there was this mansion on top of the hill. By far, it got it the worst. So they had too much to carry, so I had to make trips out of it, sneaking off at night to rob this fella. But this one time, I took my drone up there, and when I came back, full of goods, all the riches you could imagine. I looked around and I could not find my drone. So I waited a day, and after that, the man on top of the hill went to sleep. He rebarricaded his home. He knew I was there, though he didn't know who was there. From the previous night, I knew he knew that he had to bump up his security. So I used a different passage, and to my surprise, it led to the same spot. I found my drone. I took all the shit I could carry again, and I made it super obvious as to where I broke in at. I even vandalized his home further while I was inside. Then I hightailed it back to my house in the cover of night. This town wasn't big enough, so my operation went map wide. Stealing a helicopter. Then it was any place I could get on top of. I'd just wait in the middle of their base till horde night and let the zombies do all the work that I couldn't. Once they were through the front door, I waited till they reached the top, then I jumped off, spreading out the horde with the best weapons that I could steal. The easy part afterwards, I just went back, walked right through the front door, and took everything I could open. And it was packed. Then one day, after I've stolen everything from everyone, and I've stored everything, and I'm 220 years old, I start breaking into people's homes and start leaving huge quantities of stuff that I thought they would need to upgrade their bases while they're asleep, so that when they woke up, they would have everything that they need. I even went so far as to repaint certain areas so I wouldn't mess with their designs, having the abilities of a modder, of a god. I took in this responsibility when I saw someone's house got destroyed after horde night, and the only thing that remained was their cot. So then, I took matters into my own hands. I destroyed the rest of their house and rebuilt them a stronger house with a more comfortable design, carefully building around their cot. And when that user woke up expecting a ton of work and a ton of building to do, they were probably surprised to see that they had everything they needed and more. Fully set up forge, chem lab, every means to upkeep their base, knowledge of 1,000 recipes, all in the cover of night. After I went home that night, I was working in my own forge, making thousands of steel bricks. I saw in the forest, I thought, who planted all those damn trees? So I got my chainsaw, and I walked over, and when I got there, I just got straight to work. I turned that baby on, chopping all the trees down. When I made a pretty good sizable dent in the woods, I came up on a house, huge pillars. And while looking at this house, a person came out. I saw them, then I went right back to cutting the rest of the trees down till I got to their home. And I'm looking at it, I built a box, and then I put all the wood inside because I felt bad for taking all their supplies. They put the frames down that they needed for their base. I filled those frames with a super quick nail gun and went all the way through the concrete to metal, fortifying their entire base. It took about 3-4 days. While no one was making forged steel, I was making like 3K each time, and only specific users could continue making whatever they needed, and not just the huge basers. They think their fort is safe, but just one land claim block? Well, we both know it only reaches so far, And the more you expand your base, there might be a few areas where I'm coming through the wall. Damn, it's delicious. Got unlimited food, pretty much. So I just eat as much healthy food as I want. Or a locked door can be broken. Or just one door unlocked can be crouched underneath. But we also know you're not going to lock the doors closest to your forge. Why? Because if your friends need to get in and use it quick, well, only the outer core of your compound will be locked, not the inner. Silly, how right I'd be. I made myself a god on a server rich beyond wealth, being able to buy every piece of knowledge I could seek, and owning my own library, using zombies as home removers, by far my greatest weapon. And every time I did see a modder on the server, I wasn't doing anything but cutting trees and mining ore. Never once did they catch me. They just get reports from across the globe, probably the same report from a whole bunch of different people. Hey, did you know if you come across a land claim block and a gun safe in the same spot that you can lockpick it and unlock it and open it? No? Oh. Well, you can. My only rule, don't steal from those you've helped. I'm gonna go back and make spaghetti, I'll be back. I totally forgot what I was looking for. Spaghetti's the best in the game. So this is my thing right here. I can jump so high I don't have to build a ladder. And I can just look down and shoot him up. But I think I'm just gonna travel this time. See what everybody's doing. That person over there is building. Sometimes I leave the server just to see how many people are in the server. What do I do with those cooking pots? Did I sell those? Cooking pot. One time, the guy who lived in front of my house, and the entire reason I built my house where it is he left his front door unlocked, so I did what anyone would do with such information. Waited till they went to sleep, walked in without the keys, went straight down the big ladder to this very big open basement, and his cot sat at the bottom. And he had all his locked chests in the wall. I couldn't do anything about the locked chest in the wall due to the land claim block being there, but he did have a door next to the chest that led it right into his forge, workbench, chem lab, and cement mixer. I took everything. Everything that was in each category had 10k materials, 1600 forged iron. And I went into that home and I waited and I took all his shit. I saw him come out of his house the next day. He stared at me through the trees. And I was making breakfast outside and I stared at him. And we stared at each other for so long it became so awkward I had to turn around because I started to feel bad. So I waited till night. I ran across the street, so now I'm in front of his house. Across a road, and I built a box. I put half of his materials, his crucible, back in the box. I wrote a note on the box that said, "Sorry, I love you." That morning I rode past on a bike and I saw him picking stuff out of the box. I smiled and I continued on my day. A few days would pass before my curiosity would get the better of me, and I found myself waiting till night and going back inside that guy's house. I walked down the 70-foot ladder into the guy's basement, through the door, then I checked the forge, and this time he had even more metal than last time. So I And this time, I took all of it, and I took his crucible for permanent. And that was the first house that I robbed repeatedly, and I kept going back time and time again. I built my house super close so that the trips would be quicker, and I could see if he was home or not. I don't know, that'd be rude. You know, I went into this with the mindset, I'ma try to get kicked. And you know what? I robbed the entire server, damaged so many properties, I destroyed the rich and rebuilt my allies, covering some places in steel and leaving a trail of gold. I was the most powerful being. I could take on hordes by myself with nothing but a bat. And my signature, to let them know who stopped in, was leaving 2 items with the amount 4 and 20, always next to each other, signifying your boy Critical Chronics was looking out for you. Oh, they put the camp station right here. Awesome. What else? Trail zombies around? Probably. But I'm not gonna drag up a bunch of zombies over here. That one's metal. Oh yeah. Awesome ladder. I have more of these. Alright, let's enjoy this this horde night. Let's go see what everybody's doing. See who's on, see who's here. I know we can't see shit, so here, let's do this. There. Now we can see everything. That's where I am, motherfuckers. Come get me! Not you. Who the fuck is next? Ah, shit. Move, little fucking drone. hear that guy? I'm gonna die. Let's just go to the lobby right now. Could I do that? I think I could do that. Oh, motherfuckers.
My senses have picked up something.
Yeah, have they? Sup? Sup? That native guy? Next! Next! Get away from me! Next! It's like I'm losing ground and then gaining ground. Constantly. You big boy. Kiss me. I don't know how they're doing. Shit, this ain't looking good for us. I don't know what you're looking at, but we're about to die. Hell, zombies.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
So do I, but we're here. We can't go nowhere, so we're here. Playing baseball with these motherfuckers. Next, home run. 4 more hours of this shit. I was about to change my gun. I think I'm doing way better with this thing though. Fat boy. Cool. That guy. People. This guy finally turned around. You ain't getting nothing out of that, pal. Double.
Incoming enemies. Prepare for conflict.
Thanks. Oh. A bit smarter. Incoming enemies. Gotta swing early with that bitch. As long as we don't, die. Stop it. Stop hurting Mary. Who else? Who else wants next some for the next 15 minutes? I fucking... Think you run at me? Think you're the only one who can run at me? Fucking think so, pal. Bitch, can you die? You undead flesh addict. Alright, you sons of bitches. Fuck you, bitch. Next, y'all get special treatment. Fuck out of the way, drove. There's red ones? These ones must be like really, really good ones. Because these blue ones are really good ones. Where was this 2 minutes ago? And then these are normal. Yeah, look at the ammo. Cool, they have red loot bags. Nice.